Oh man, I am really looking forward to this fight. Today, we are throwing two of the best street brawlers head to head, Spider-Man versus Luke Cage. So let's dive right on in because we have a lot to discuss. So Peter Parker was bitten by a radioactive spider as a teenager, granting him spider-like powers. After the death of his Uncle Ben, which he could have prevented, Peter learned that with great power comes great responsibility. Swearing to always protect the innocent from harm, Peter Parker became the Amazing Spider-Man. So Peter possesses the proportionate powers of a spider, more specifically, the common house spider. He has the proportionate strength of a spider, which means that he can bench press roughly 10 tons, although he's been able to lift more if need be. His attacks are actually so strong that they would kill a normal human, so he's constantly pulling his punches and kicks if he's not fighting a superhuman. He's been able to go toe-to-toe with Rhino and Venom, break out of Dr. Octopus's nearly indestructible tentacles, and battle against powerful characters like Iron Man, Hulk, or even the Juggernaut. Now, Spider-Man's greatest feats of strength tend to come when he's running off emotion, like being able to lift a whole segment of the Daily Bugle after it was destroyed by the Green Goblin. Spider-Man also has incredible durability, as his body is much tougher than the normal human. His durability is so much that he has to roll with the punches from non-powered foes to avoid injuring them. When he once tensed his abdominal muscles against the blows of a trained boxer, the boxer broke his wrist. He's taken countless punches from superpowered beings like Hulk, Venom, and Rhino without sustaining significant injury, and he's remained conscious even after falling from great heights. Spider-Man possesses the uncanny speed, agility, and reflexes of a spider, and can move at speeds greater than even the finest human athletes. He can move with the speed of machine gun fire, moving faster than the eye can follow, and outrun speeding cars. Peter can easily perform the most complicated acrobatic moves, as his body is extremely flexible, and is considered to be the best acrobat in the Marvel Universe. His reflexes are 40 times greater than the humans, and combined with his spider sense, he can easily dodge all types of firearms, even after the bullet has been fired. Speaking of his spider sense, let's just talk about it for a second. The spider sense kind of acts like a sixth sense of sorts, and it manifests when he's around or targeted by incoming dangers. While the spider sense can't determine the specific nature of the threat, he can identify which direction it's coming from and the severity of the danger. Spider-Man is also able to crawl up walls and build his own web shooters, which allow him to shoot powerful artificial webbing that allows him to swing from building to building and web up opponents. On top of his physical abilities, Peter is also a genius and even got the same testing scores as Reed Richards did when he was Peter's age. He's also a skilled hand-to-hand fighter and was trained by Shang-Chi in his own unique form of fighting called the Way of the Spider. This combined Peter's spider senses, spider strength, and spider speed, and this new martial art has considerably improved Spidey's hand-to-hand capabilities. In the other corner, we have Luke Cage. Now, Luke Cage was wrongly convicted and unjustly prisoned, but was altered in a failed prison experiment that granted him unbreakable skin and superhuman strength. With his street smarts and unending determination to do right, he fights for the common man. He eventually married Jessica Jones and had a daughter with her. Luke is also a valued member of the Avengers and was even once the leader of the Thunderbolts for a time. Now, after undergoing the original experiment, Cage's strength was increased to superhuman levels, sufficient to lift approximately 3 tons. Now, though, Luke's strength has increased substantially, and he's able to lift 25 tons. He has been able to knock out Doc Samson, send the Thing flying through the air, subdue the Rhino, and obliterate Venom with just one hit. Now, he might not look it, but Luke Cage is surprisingly fast. He's been able to catch several bullets, hit characters with super speed, and has even been able to grab a leaping Spider-Man before. Cage also has impressive superhuman stamina, as his body produces less fatigue toxins than the average human, and he can fight upwards of 24 hours before fatigue begins to affect him. Luke Cage's most notable power, though, is his unbreakable skin, which gives him incredible durability. Luke's skin is as hard as titanium steel, and his muscle and bone tissue are considerably denser than the average human. He can withstand bullets even at point-blank range, and can't be cut by any blade forged out of conventional material. Luke's able to withstand up to 1-ton impacts, or even blast of 150 pounds of TNT. He's also fallen from incredible heights, like a 90-story building, and suffered no damage. However, Luke's durability doesn't extend beyond the skin layer, and his internal body parts aren't nearly as well protected. So even though he may be basically invulnerable on the outside, his insides can still be damaged if he's attacked with enough force. Finally, Cage is a self-taught hand-to-hand combatant with years of experience fighting on the street. And he's also done extensive training with Iron Fist. So who wins this fight? Well, let's break it down. Now, the clear advantage that Luke Cage has over Peter is his strength and durability. The majority of the time, Luke is able to lift 25 tons as opposed to Spider-Man's 10, meaning that he's roughly 2.5 times stronger. While Peter has shown greater strength feats when in extremely emotional situations, as a whole, that's the standard that we're going to be working with. Luke is also much more durable than Spider-Man is, given his old unbreakable skin and all that. On the other hand, Spider-Man is much faster, more agile, and has better reflexes. He also has his spider sense, which will alert him of any danger coming his way, and any time that Luke is going to throw a punch or an attack his way. Now here's the question. While Spider-Man is more agile and has better reflexes than Luke Cage, how is he going to get past that unbreakable skin? I mean, Luke's skin is as hard as titanium steel, and is held up against an explosion of 150 pounds of TNT and falls from a 90-story building and really suffered no harm. How is he going to get past that? Well, here's the thing. He doesn't necessarily have to. Luke's internal organs aren't as durable as his skin, and while he's basically invulnerable on the outside, his insides are where he is vulnerable. And using his better speed, senses, and webs to increase his momentum, Peter can increase his striking damage enough to possibly damage Cage's internals or give him a concussion. He's also a master in the way of the spider, and this combines Peter's spider strength and nerve strikes and could probably do real damage to Luke. Now let's talk about Spider-Man's webs, because these can change the battle too. These webs are powerful enough to web Luke Cage up and hold him for a while. Shoot webs down Cage's mouth, nostrils, or in his eyes, or swing objects around and gain enough momentum to possibly damage Luke. On the other hand, Luke is powerful enough to just pummel Spider-Man into the ground. So who do I think wins this battle? Well, because of his enhanced reflexes, agility, speed, spider senses, webs, and greater fighting ability, Spider-Man takes the victory. But what do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts on this battle, so sound off down in the comments down below. Also, if you have any ideas for future videos, please sound off down there too. And finally, be sure to subscribe to this channel for more videos just like this one every single week.